paying for?
Because if you're paying 194 billion shillings towards something, my thought has often been that you should be able to see this thing that is requiring this large debt repayment off of. We keep giving the example of the expressway, which we already know was inflated. We talk about the SGR, again, another project that was inflated, should have been able to do it for maybe half or if not less of the amount that was later on said. What is this thing that was done that is going to require a monthly, or rather maybe a quarterly payment of 194 billion shillings off of revenue? What is that? Can you see it? Or is it a collective project?
No, let me tell you. Like SGR, for example. Go and look at the Kenya Railways, because the total project was 500 billion. Kenya Railways was making counterpart funds, they were paying 10%. That is 50 billion. Go and check the statement of actuals. How much left Treasury to Kenya Railways, from Kenya Railways to China Road and Bridge.
Okay.
And ask how much China Exim paid to Kenya Railways, to China Road and Bridge. From Treasury to Kenya Railways to China Road, it was meant to be 50 billion, the counterpart funds, 10%. But if you look at the books, Kenya Railways paid China Road and Bridge a total of 670 billion, not 50 billion.
620 billion
70.
Shillings more.
Yes,
620 billion shillings more.
Exactly. And at the same time, the same China Road and Bridge went to China Exim every time they got the certificates, and they did drawdowns. They collected the 450 billion that was due at the loan. But in essence, the Kenyan people paid for that amount, that railway, using their own tax revenue.
Didn't need the loan.
They didn't need the loan. So you have here, you've paid your tax money, has gone in, 670 billion of your tax money has gone to the China Road and Bridge. 450 has come from China Exim to China Road and Bridge. That's an odious debt. We will simply say, China Road and Bridge, explain to us, how are we paying this debt and you collected the money from us? Why did you get that money from China Exim? If Kenya Railways, instead of paying you 50, paid you 670. That's the problem. We do not pay attention to what that matters. To put it in simple context, you're in a household, a family, the headman comes and tells you, we're using our family resources to pay for a Mercedes-Benz. DT Dobby, this is our DT Mercedes-Benz, this is the loan we have, we are paying DT Dobby this much every month. And the householders willingly contribute, some provide cheap labor to the neighborhood to collect money to pay DT Dobby for the Mercedes-Benz. But there's only one problem. There's no Mercedes-Benz that the householders are using. It's just the obligation to pay for that Mercedes-Benz, but it doesn't exist. That is where we are. So if we are prudent householders, you'll ask, okay, fine, we've collected our little meager resources to pay for this Mercedes-Benz.
But it's not there.
But it's not there. Where is it? Why can't you enjoy it? Why can't you give it to us? That is what debt is about. But Kenyan people don't seem to pay attention to it. Then, something else that, another mistake we keep making. When you look at our political discourse today, and I'm glad you introduced me as Safina Party Deputy Leader, Party Leader, you find people are saying, discussing individuals. Oh, Matiang'i, oh, Kalonzo, oh, Ruto, Party Leader, who? Gachagua. Those are individuals. What do they stand on? You should be asking political parties at this point of people discussing their next elections, what does the political party stand for? So that we are discussing the ideals of the political party. The leader becomes immaterial to our purposes at this point. Until that time when we get close to the elections, then you can now start discussing the individual person. But if the political party cannot even tell you what the ideology is, what do they stand for on the issue that matter to Kenyans, then we are still going back to the same old. We'll be exactly where we are, even once we remove William Ruto, because William Ruto, if going is going, he will go. But William Ruto will not go away with the debt problem.
It will
when
remain.
Ruto goes, the debt book register will remain as it is. If you get somebody else who adopts the same practice of William Ruto, or was part of William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta in the past, they'll maintain the register and the practices and accumulate more illegal debts. So we should not be saying William Ruto must go and it ends there. We should be saying William Ruto has gone. He's just now wasting everybody's time as we wait for the day of his departure. But we should be asking, he is going and he's leaving you with this debt. What is your proposal to deal with the debt problem? If you don't have it, then rest assured your first finance bill, you'll be raising taxes, charges, and levies. Gen Z will go back to the streets, joined by Gen Alpha, to chase you, and you will kill them, just like William Ruto did. You will blockade Parliament, you will blockade the to State House, and it will be a vicious cycle of more of the same. And I speak to I call them my compatriots, those who are the professional league. Because why do you allow ourselves to be caught up in this euphoria of individuals? You find somebody cheering there, Gachagua, Kalonzo, Matiang'i. But ask yourself, deep down beyond this euphoria, what is it that we care about? What is it presenting as the solution to our problem? Is it attending to our problem? Or is it just exciting your tribal sentiments? We must ask ourselves these deep questions. And I'll not blame the masses. I'll blame my compatriots. Those who are more knowledgeable, or at least more learned. More is expected of you. And it's upon your duty, it's your responsibility